Hi guys, today we're going to start with the arithmetic sequence. So we're going to do sequences, patterns, and we're going to do a little bit of revision because we've done all of this previously in grade 10 and 11, but we're going to do a little bit of revision and we're going to decide maybe which formula is better to use in grade 12 of the general term. So yeah, after this lesson, you should be able to do everything you need to know about arithmetic sequences. You can go through this all at your own time. I prefer to always rather go into the basics. Symbols, always very important. Now this you should really know off by hand now, but if you just quickly revise again, the N is always the position of the term, the fourth or the third. I always say if you can say th or nd, second or something like that, you know you're on the ends. That is the which term we are working with. The T itself is the value. The capital T is the value of the term. The little footnote only tells you which term am I talking about. If I say the term is 400, I must tell you it's the 40th term, so it will be T40. And then the A is always the first term. I'm sure you remember all of this. And the D is always the constant difference. Now it's very, very easy to remember because remember D, difference, starts with the same letter. N, number of terms, starts with the same letter. T, term, starts with the same letter. That's why we chose these letters, so they are very easy to remember. And just very important, remember for when you do the D, it's always right-hand side minus left-hand side. You cannot do it the other way around because then it's not working at all. So it's always when you want to find the D, you always say right-hand side minus left-hand side. Good. Now, let's get to this general term. We already did this, as I said previously. We just revise it quickly. The first term is always A. Now, where does this come from? It's that formula Tn is Dn plus C. So the first term is always A. To get to the second term, we just add one D. To get to the next term, we add another D. So in the end, we add two Ds. To get to the next one, we add another D. Now look carefully. This is term 4, and we're adding 3 Ds. This is term 3, and we're adding 2 Ds. This is term 2, and we only add 1 D. So, where do they get this N minus 1 from? It's the A, there's the A, plus, and that figure in front of the D is always 1 less than the N. So there, when the N is 4, that little figure will be 3. It will always be 1 less than the original N in your term. And then you just multiply it with the D afterwards. So this is the formula that I prefer to use in grade 12. This is the one that we used previously, or you could choose any one of the two, but you'll see the type of questions that we ask in grade 12 is maybe a little bit easier if you use this A plus N minus 1D. Now, automatically, when you've got a formula, don't think I'm going to get a formula sheet. I will see the formula on there. If you don't know the formula off by heart, you will not be able to recognize which formula is which. Because on that formula sheet, there's a lot of formulae. And you need to know which one belongs where. And that is why you need to know this formula off by heart. And in any case, if you do a few examples or a few exercises, you have to write down the formula first before you start substituting. And every time you write down a formula, you learn it. So by the end of this lesson, if you did forget it previously, you will know the formula again. So make very sure that you do know the formula. Good. Let's start with examples. General term, any term in position. So that means we can ask you any of those questions. There's the sequence 5, 12, and 19. Firstly, they ask the general term. That means they're asking Tn. And then they've got different other questions. So I'm going to go to a clean page. And we're going to do it on there, and I'll repeat the questions as we go along. So firstly, let's make it 1.1. They want the general term, Tn. Now remember, when we've got our sequence, I'm just going to write it here so that we have more space. When we have our sequence, I need to find out. They did not say at all, or did they? Let's quickly go back. Consider this week's sequence. They did not tell you if it's quadratic or arithmetic or what it is. So I would not know if I don't test it. So how do we test it? Always right-hand side minus left-hand side. 12 minus 5 is 7. Right-hand side minus left-hand side, 19 minus 12 is 7. Therefore I can see My first differences are the same. That means I've got an arithmetic sequence. That means I must write down this formula, a plus n minus 1d. You agree? Now, if I write this down, I must fill in what I have. I do have the a, which is just 5, plus n minus 1. I do have the d, which is 7, and there's my formula. I can either just use this one like it is, n minus 1 times 7, just put that in brackets, or I can multiply it out, and then it gives me 5 plus 7n minus 7, and that gives me 7n minus 2. So Tn would be that. But I'm going to just write Tn there as well. I actually prefer to just use that one. It's just a formula. You're going to, in any case, fill in values there. And once you've filled it in, you're going to get the answer. So it doesn't actually matter which one of the two you use. I wonder if you remember the other short method. If I use this Tn is equal to Dn plus C, I always check my common difference, which is 7, and I make the D 7n. But now I do not know what the C is. So therefore, we tested term 1. Term 1 is 7 times 1. 7 times 1 is 7, but my term 1 is 5. So how do I go from 7 to 5? I subtract 2. That is why I know. Tn is 7d minus 2. Can you see it's exactly the same formula? So as I say, you could use any one of the methods, whichever one you find easier to find the nth term. Then secondly, 1.2, they ask term 35. Now, if they ask you to find T35, it's very easy to see, oh, I need to find T35. If they ask you to find the 35th term, you must just make very sure that you know the 35th, because you can do that, or second, or something like that, it will always be your n. That's why you are replacing the n with the 35. So if I have my formula now, I'm just going to use this easy one, 7n minus 2. I can just, in the n space, fill in 35, and I can do that on my calculator, and I can get the answer. You can check the answer afterwards. We're not going to waste time. Then 1.3. There they ask, what position is 194? Let's make very sure that you understand the question. What position is that 194? The position is your n, it's the number of your terms. So what are they asking you? They are asking you the n. So what is this thing that they're giving you? It could only be the t, because it's the value of that term. And remember, t for term, that represents the term. So if I write down my formula, Tn is equal to 7n minus 2. Remember I said you could also use that formula there. It will give you exactly the same answer. Now I can fill in the t, 194. So you see the big difference? Previous question, you filled in the little n because they asked the 35th term. Now they give you the value of a term, 194. They give you the term, the t. So that's why I fill it in there, 7n minus 2. So now you can just take the 2 over, gives me 196. And you can divide by 7, n is equal to 2, I think 8. Not 100, where are we now? Yes, if I've done it correctly. But now I found what term is equal to 194, and this is what they ask. The term 28 is equal to 194, if I did my calculations correct. Good. Those are all the things that you've done previously. Nothing new here. So this is just revision, but I'm going to take it off so that you can do it on your own, and that you can decide which formula you find easier to use, and then that's the formula you're going to use. If you're done, you can check all your answers here. You can go over it slowly. There's also the alternate method with the different formula. You see there's the different formula. The previous one, let me just underline it. There's the different formula that we used then on the previous page. And the same here, there's the alternate answer. And there's your answers for example 1. So after you've done it on your own, you go and check thoroughly. Look at the way of writing. Look at the substitution. And make sure that you can do it correctly. Good. Example 2. Now, this looks totally different. There's just x's all over the place. We've done ones like this previously as well, so we're doing a little bit of revision. Arithmetic sequences you've done long ago, maybe you forgot it by now, so let's look carefully. They say here, arithmetic sequence. The minute they tell us it's an arithmetic sequence, we know there's only one common difference in the first difference. So I don't need to go and check for anything else. I can just go to my first differences. So I'm just going to get some space here. How does one get first differences? You always say right-hand side minus left-hand side. So it's x minus 8, people. If you do not put this bracket, you can stop just there because your sum will be incorrect. Whenever you are minusing something and it's more than one value, or even if it's one value with a minus in front, you rather put it in a bracket. And then you do again the second difference. There, right-hand side minus left-hand side. So this one will be 2x minus 5 minus the x. So let's just put all of them in brackets, let me see. But now I know this is actually my d. And all my d's first difference should be the same. So I can just put an equal sign in between there, and I can solve that equation. So I'm just going to take away my brackets. X minus x plus 8 is equal to 2x minus 5 minus x. If I bring all the x's, those x's cancel out. 2x minus x is just 1x. If I bring the 5 over, 8 plus 5 is 13. Now, once I've found my x, let's just see the question. They first only said find x. So they didn't even ask you to write the sequence. But the next question, they asked you to find the general formula. And if I don't have my sequence, I can't find the general formula. So I'm just going to write down 13 minus 8 is 5. 13. 2 times 13 is 26 minus 5 is 21. So I'm just going back there. I'm replacing all x's. I just did it in my head now. If you're not sure, if you're going to make a mistake, rather go next where you've got a lot of space and just write them all out and make sure you've got them right. Let's check if they're right. We can very easily see now. Right-hand side minus left-hand side, 13 minus 5 is 8. 21 minus 13, oh, luckily, it's also 8. So I know I didn't make a mistake. There's my common difference. It's 8 all over. Now, what did they ask? Find the formula. Find Tn. That was my second question. So to find Tn, I'm going to use this formula. A plus n minus 1 d. We can quickly do the other one as well. What was my first term a? There it is. It was 5 plus n minus 1 is just n minus 1. The d was 8. So you can either leave it like that, or you can multiply it out, 8n minus 8, because then it's just a shorter formula to work with. 5 minus 8 is minus 3. If you rather chose the other formula, so let's just quickly check, that was dn plus c. If I check term 1, and I say the d is 8 times 1, it gives me 8. But what was term 1? Term 1 was 5. 8 is too much. I must subtract 3. So if I rewrite my formula, it's 8n minus 3. And there you can see it's exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which formula you use. Good. After that, question 2.3, they're asking you to find, let me just find it, the 150th term. Remember, the minute you can say 150th, you know that this is the n they are giving you. So they are giving you the n there. They want you to find the term. But because I've got a formula now, 8n minus 3, I know they gave me the 115. So I can just say 8 times 115 minus 3, and you can go and check the answer on the printed memo. Good. That is that. Let's just take off all these answers so that you can go and redo it. Now, I'm sure you feel this is not grade 12 work. This is far too easy. You're going to get some of these questions in the exam. So just go practice them again, because maybe you forgot it. There's all your formal answers written out neatly. There's the last one worked out. And then there's a few exercises. As normal, we give you a few things to practice so that you can really make sure you've instilled these methods. Very easy. I'm sure you're going to get 100% if you do this. Good luck. I'll see you next time.